if you want to be successful, you have to get around success.
Coming up on the Melon and Money Show.
When you don't have money or you don't have relationships, what you do have is time.
If you want to build your net worth, which we always advocate, you have to build your network first. Getting in the room, number one. Number two is asking the right questions so that you can do number three, which is provide value as soon as possible.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Melon and Money Show. Yeah, listen. When I tell y'all, listen, I know we got an award show coming up in a few days. Mm-hmm. If it tells y'all the type of time, we literally wiping our cameras off and we're listen, y'all. Listen, this episode is being recorded on Monday evening at 9:00. The same week we have our awards show. So that gives you any indication of the type of week we have?
I'm tired, boss.
I was tired. But the sickest work is, y'all, like, we really thought, like, there's no way we don't have an episode in the queue, right? Not award show week of all weeks. Not our Super Bowl. There's no way that we don't have an award show. An episode in the queue. But sure enough, our fearless leader, our who edits all our episodes, shout out to Donald. Hit me with the text. And, Donald got that smooth voice, that smooth operator voice.
I hit you with it.
Yeah, Donald hit me with that. I don't think I saw an episode in the. I don't think I saw an episode in the vault. Unless y'all got one, I was like, yeah.
He said, but I'll double check. Knowing dang well.
Yeah, one of those. It's like the questions you already know the answer to, but so nonetheless, y'all, a lesson in that's what the podcast should be about, is a lesson in consistency. Because if anybody had a reason to not show up today, we got an award show. Matter of fact, that's what y'all can do for us. If y'all been listening to this podcast episode, especially our OG listeners, 2021, 2022, 2023, can y'all show up on Saturday in Atlanta, Georgia to show y'all appreciation? Let's start there. Let's start there.
Tap me on my shoulder and be like, I see you, man. Just give me that I see you, because I'm tired.
Say I see you, King, because listen, but we here. And we never gonna let y'all down to the best of our abilities.
And you know what? And y'all, like, this is real talk. We have no idea what the episode is going to be about. This is our first time just coming in raw. Like, let's talk about what's on our mind. Because
coming in raw is crazy. Coming in raw is crazy, by the way. I mean, I'm just saying, coming in raw is crazy. No pause, no nothing. That's wild.
This just proves the authenticity of the episode today. That is crazy. Yeah, I deserve all of that. But I think a perfect episode title, or a great thing to give our listeners, is why they should come, right? Why they should be a part of the award show, and one of the and we can talk about reasons of getting in the room and how to build that network. So here's the number one reason y'all should come. We can just go right to it, right?
Right.
The level of people that are going to be in this room at this award show is going to be nothing short of ridiculous, right? We have 6-figure earners, multi-7-figure earners. We might, I don't know, we have a few 8-figure earners there.
We confirm.
We have a few 8-figure earners there, and this is your opportunity to get in the room with people at this level for pennies on a dollar. And
pennies on
and that is one thing. That's one lesson right there. If you want to be successful, you have to get around success, right? One of the things they say, is that if you stay around the barbershop long enough, you're going to get a haircut, right? So
eventually,
if you stay around, eventually. It might not be that first time. It might not be that. You might be stuck with the person in the first chair. You know what I'm saying? But your hair is going to get cut. So I think that's the first foremost thing, is like, if you want to build your net worth, which we always advocate, you have to build your network first. And coming to this award show will be a perfect opportunity to get around people at an extremely high level for a fraction of the cost and build that rapport with them. So you're not the only person in your circle who's trying to get to the next level.
Yeah, I mean, because I know y'all have heard us say it, you know, several times before. Like this podcast, this particular podcast wouldn't exist if we didn't get in a room, right? It's like we went to a conference, got in a physical room. Like again, and I know post-COVID, like people are outside and they're going to the brunches and they're doing all the things, but like getting it, like those rooms are cool too from a social standpoint, but getting in rooms where people, like-minded people that are at where you're trying to go, and the kind of the tone of the room is, I'm here to build wealth. I'm here to build solid connections. I'm here to, you know what I'm saying, maybe find my next accountability partner, whatever the case may be. I think there's just something to be said about being in those physical rooms, because here's the thing, right? If you DM somebody on Instagram and they have 50,000 followers or 100,000 or 500,000 or whatever, it's like, they might not be Hollywood. It might just be like, yo, like it got your message got lost in the sauce, right? Like there's no way I can respond to every message. But when you go to an event, right, if these people are who you think they are online, it's going to lower the barrier to entry of you actually getting access to that person, right? And you actually have an opportunity to connect with that person and build with them in real life. And it's like, and you get a chance to do something that you would have not got a chance to do online, right? So it's like there's so many hacks to in-person rooms that I'm all about. We talk about digital all the time and growing your brand, and it's extremely like these two things aren't mutually exclusive. But what I can say is there's something special about getting in that in-person room, and honestly kind of validating that these people are who you hope they would be, right? Sometimes it's a lot better. It's like, yo, I hope they would be cool, but he or she was really, really dope. And then now you got a potential connection, somebody that's interested in your product, somebody got eyeballs on who you are now, so that if you do happen to comment and like, oh yeah, I remember bro when he came up to me in person, right? So in person to me is still a cheat code.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I got a really, really familiar experience. So I just got back from speaking at a conference in Phoenix, and I met this gentleman, and he was cool, right? Like we had a conversation for like 10, 15 minutes. He was a cool dude. And it's funny because he was like, oh, how can we keep in touch? I'm like, bro, like, let me just DM you right now. And it's funny because he had DM'd me like 8 months ago. It had got lost, right? It had got lost. But then I had responded to him. And then just off the strength that I had got to know him for 15 minutes or so. And he was a cool dude. I just gave him my number. I said, hey, bro, you probably got lost on Instagram. Here go my number so you can text me now. And it's because like a lot of the time people don't want to give you they just don't know if you're a weirdo or not. Like they not Hollywood. They just don't know if giving you their number, if you're going to call them 6 times in a row. So he was actually cool. And we went from him only being able to meet with me on Instagram to actually, get my phone number and, me helping him out in any way possible. So getting in the room, in my opinion, there's no substitute for digital. When it comes to like networking and building your Rolodex, like there's no substitute for getting in the room. Because the same weekend, I just got in the room with somebody who I had heard of, but never like introduced to him. And he's doing, $1.9 million a month, $1 million profit a month. And we talked for an hour and a half. And now I'm in Texas. I'm gonna go to lunch with him on Wednesday, right? I wouldn't have been able to formulate that connection over Instagram messages or over like, you know what I'm saying? Right. So getting in the room just give you access to people. So I think that's number one thing people need to take away from it.
Yep. Getting access to people. I mean, it's huge. It's so key. And so like we are giving y'all a layup at the Melon and Money Awards where here's another hack. Y'all don't know this in your business. No matter how successful somebody is, no one is shy of being recognized and appreciated. Right. And so we've created a room where we are recognizing and appreciating our peers, our mentors, people who we see that are also that are just doing great things. And so that is an easy way, right? Easy is relative, but that's an easier way to get somebody in a room, right? And so like we've curated that environment. All you have to do is be smart and hack that. Like, well, shoot, George and Carl, and trust me, when I say do the heavy lift, we did the heavy lifting, hence the podcast at 8:55 at night, right? Who are doing the heavy lifting as we get across the finish line. All you got to do is, they already did all that. Let me just go and grab this ticket real quick. let me make sure I get in this room. And we'll make sure we put it in the show notes. Donald, we're going to use code special guest, all one word, special guest, all one word. We'll put that in the show notes. But guys, y'all are special guests. Y'all can come to this event and tap in not only with us. I hope that you want to tap in with us. You listen to the Melon Money Show, but also the people that we've invited to this amazing event.
1000%. And I think the second thing to that is once you meet somebody, add value as early as possible, right? Mm-hmm. Because, and me and George can attest to this. Remember, I sent you the TD Jake sermon this past Sunday, bro. Fire. We never actually like live talked about that. Like how, like,
I text you. I know you saw, but yeah, bro, like, bro, that sermon, bro, that sermon was everything. Everything. Then some. I felt that in my soul.
Exactly. And guys, what the sermon was talking about is that as a high level person, there are so many people that are pulling from us, whether that's team members, whether that's family, whether that's friends, whether that's acquaintances, whether that's followers, whatever, that there's a rarity that somebody ever reaches out to us with a give versus a take. So like if you meet somebody at a higher level than you offer a give, even if they don't use the give, or even if they don't need to give, just the thought of the give makes you stand up to that person's in that person's mind. So like, hey, so-and-so, usually when somebody meets somebody, hey man, can I get a picture? Can I get a photo? Hey man, I got a question. If you went up to that person, met that person and say, hey man, like, I noticed that you might need help with this, or any way that I can help, or here goes this thing I built for you. Here go, whatever. But like just adding value to them in any way possible, man, would just help you stand out to that person in so many ways. And when you get in the room and you meet these people, find ways to add value, right? Even if something small, but the gesture is going to help you stand out more than anybody else that they probably met that day.
Big facts, right? It's like everybody just, is in a take mentality. Like, what can I get from you? What can I get from you? What can I get from you? So the reason why you'll stand out is like, oh, you're the first person that didn't want to take something from me, right? And it's quite literally that simple. Like it's a pattern interruption, right? So when you do get in these rooms, right? Again, sometimes it might require you to do a little homework. And here's some tough love though. Like I know what you might think. You might think this is an easy question to ask, but it's not the right question. You might think that, how can I add value to you? Yeah. The problem with that question, the problem with that question is you're now creating homework for them, right? So it's like, you got to do the homework. Remember, they're the person that you want to get access to, or something that they have is what you want. So you have to do a little bit of homework. It doesn't matter about how accurate or how spot on you are, but do a little bit of due diligence, right? And then ask yourself, either do I have a connection that could be valuable to them, or is there something that I could do myself to add value? Because here's the thing, y'all heard me talk about it before. Like you could be the middleman. It might not even be that you're doing something. You might know somebody, or you might know the person, right, who could solve their problem. And the fact that you connected them makes you the librarian, and you don't have to be the library.
Hey, aren't you tired of buying courses in those emotional states when you want to get a result, but then you actually don't do anything with the course? Do you know on average, the completion rate for a course is about 2%? But here's the thing, it's not entirely your fault. The problem is you buy the course, but you don't have access to the source who actually created it.
See, that's why we're doing something different. With the Melon Millionaire Club, you're not just gonna get access to courses, you'll get access to the people who created it so you can get your questions answered. Because it's not just about learning, it's about taking that information so you can start earning. So the Melon Millionaire Club is gonna give you access to courses, but not just that, it's an entire university of information. We have financial flicks, we have hundreds of previous recordings, but more than that, y'all, we have an amazing community of people just like you who are trying to become a first generation millionaire. So like GA said, like you can survive without community, but you can't thrive without community. So this is the place you need to be, right?
100%, because here's the thing. If it was just about information, we'd all be billionaires with six packs. So that's why every single Monday, we're going to set the tone for your week with Melon Millionaire Mondays, where our entire community is going to meet up. The energy is going to be high. We're going to set the intention for what we're going to execute on so we can move the needle forward, and Carter and I and the rest of our team can keep you accountable.
So that's enough information. You see the rest in the club. All you got to do, click the link below, sign up, and start your journey to your first millionaire year. Let's get it.
Let's go.
right? You can be the person that points people in the right direction. There's a whole lot of money and reciprocity in relationships to be made just by being the middleman. Hey, I saw you talking about X, Y, and Z. You can literally do your Googles. You can do Chat GPT, right? Whatever you need to do, thought you might find value in this. Wow. You didn't want to ask me for nothing? Nah, I saw you talking about on your last podcast or you on so-and-so's, whatever. And I figured I'd share it with you. Okay. Say, what can I do for you? Right? Yeah. Like 7.5 times out of 10, you're gonna get one. I ain't gonna say 9 times out of 10. But 7.5 times out of 10, you're gonna get one of them. Oh, Dad, I appreciate that, bro. That's love. But don't expect it, right? Because if you don't expect it, right, then you're really winning. Because here's the thing: the person who can delay the ass the longest wins the game, right? Jab, jab, right hook. Great book by Gary Vee.
And I love what you said, man, because like people do it all the time. Like, hey man, how can I add value to you? And I'm like, I don't know. Like it's such honest intentions, but it's actually a reversed effect. It's like now I have to think about what I need help with, and is it something that now I need to think about what I need help with that I think that you can potentially fix, right?
And I don't know anything about you.
I don't know anything about you. Right. So that I think that's huge. Now, one thing I do ask, and I don't know your opinion on this, like I'll ask in passing. I wouldn't necessarily ask when I first meet somebody, like, hey man, like, currently in your business, bro, like what's one of the biggest challenges that you're facing that like, if you fix that, bro, like it'll have the biggest effect for you. It's still a question.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's a different.
It's still a question.
I like that,
but it's something that they need to be thinking about anyway. Not versus how can I add, like, bro, like what's the biggest challenge of your business? That if you fix that, bro, like it'll change everything. Feel like, man, you know what? If I can get this content thing down pat, because now it's not. It's like if I can. Now it's specific to you. If I can get this content thing down pat, bro, we out of here. If I can get YouTube figured out, we're out of here. Cool. What can I do? Right? What can I do?
Because then it goes back to that middleman thing. You might not be able to do what they need, but you can research. You can spend your time, because the problem is they probably haven't done it because they don't have the time to vet out and find the right resource, right? When you don't have money or you don't have relationships, what you do have is time, right? Or you have like you have to have it, right? You might think, oh no, I'm busy. Well, what else you got? Partners? You know what I'm saying? So like what you do got is time. And so what you could do is you could buy back their time by saying, hey, I remember last time we connected, you said you really need somebody who could chop up more short form content for you. I got this resource for you. We just gave we gave our people a play last week. You know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, like if you like figure that out, right? Do your homework. And it's like, okay, if that's what they need. You just had some time to figure it out that they didn't have. And now you are like, amazing in their eyes. Like, man, you really like went back and like I told you actually made me think about something I should have been thinking about, made me come up with something. And then you actually provided a solution. Well, you different.
Yeah. And right?
Unless you're just a straight up a-hole. Yeah.
It's not just any solution. It's the biggest problem in their business that will move the needle the most if they solve it. Right. So I think it's getting in the room. Number one. Number two is asking the right questions so that you can do number three, which is provide value as soon as possible. Right.
Provide value as soon as possible.
Which if you do these big three guys, like, you'll be in an amazing place to win. And I'm trying to think about something we just did for somebody in our network that I'm sorry, I had it at the tip of my tongue. I just lost it. But pause. It was something we just helped somebody out, but I cannot think of it. It was so big to them, but it was so small. It don't matter. But
in our community?
No, I think it was like somebody we knew, bro. I think it was somebody we knew. I forgot who it was. Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But anyway, the point is, something that might be small to you will be big to somebody else. So yes.
And that in and of itself is a hack, right? So prime example. I mean, it's this, you can take this as far as you want to take it. It's not explicitly related to adding value, but just being a person who finds ways to do this. So for example, I always try to keep cash in my car. And I usually go to the bank. I'll take a few $100s and I'll go get one from the bank, but I hadn't had time to go to the bank, right? So I only had the $100 bills in my car. I had like $300 bills. Saw a homeless man on my path where I normally go to the gym. I had a choice. I was like, well, I'm gonna wait till all I got is hundreds, right? But I thought about, I was like, this, normally I don't give out, I'm not gonna, I don't get like to just homeless people. I don't give out like $100 bill, right? I try to get like 100 ones. I might give out 7, 10, 15, whatever at a time, right? I was like, but this 100, giving him this 100 isn't going to be the end of the world to me, but it'll be the world to him, right? Mm-hmm. So to the point where I rolled my window down, this was today. I gave him the $100 bill. And I guess he probably just assumed it was a 10. He was so great. So he grabbed it, kind of walked up. He ran back up to my car. Like, bro, I was the first I was like, hold on, bro. I was like, hold on, bro. It is more where it came from, but I ain't know what you
How many more you got? How many more you got in here, brother?
Yeah, he was just like, thank you. I can't believe like no one's ever done this for me. I mean, he looked like he was, probably late 40s. And so something that was not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things to me, he said that no one in his whole life, maybe he might have been exaggerating, I don't know, was ever done anything like that for him, right? So I say that to say, just as a principle in life, what areas of your life can you do something like Carter said that may not be that big of a deal to you, but could mean the world to somebody else, right? I have this rule that I started earlier this year, or a goal, I should say, not rule. Rule means rule is that we do this podcast every week.
Every week, no matter rain, right? See the snow.
That's a rule, because if it wasn't, we wouldn't be here. But I have this goal, right, of trying to make one person's day every day, right? And it could be as simple as sending a text message. Hey, I just saw your post on Instagram. That was an amazing outfit. I mean, you one of my flies homegirls. It could be something as simple as that, or it could be something as great as giving a random person $100 bill. But if you do that, if you just really do the math on that's I'm getting like my Alex Ramosi moment, right? He loves the numbers. If you just really did the math on that, that means you can make 365 people's day in a year. And if you multiply that by how long you think you'll live, right? Imagine how many people you could impact by something that literally took me 15 seconds to do, right? So just imagine leading with that, right? Imagine putting that type of energy out in the universe of like, man, what's something I can do for one person every day that might not seem like that big of a deal to me, but could mean the world to them. Hey, I know you got a big event coming up. Just wanted to, tell you I'm so proud of you. Whatever, right? It might make their day because of what we said in the beginning of the podcast. That right now, all me and Carter got is we get with this one person stretching us to pay an invoice. One person asks us about flight arrangements. One person is asking about his ticket sold out. One person every information that's flowing across our desk is a request. So if someone just says, "Hey, rooting for you, can't make it. I know the event is going to be amazing. I shared it with 3 people who live in Atlanta." Wow. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Right. And I know it sounds kind of like remedial, a mundane, but it's simple. Like as high achieving people, acts of service is number 1 on our appreciation list. If you can do something simple, but that gives somebody one less thing to think about, you'll be putting yourself in their good graces for the foreseeable future, right? And we just want to make sure that we align, that we give you all the tools and the news that you can use, especially leading up to the show. If they're all going to be there, like when y'all get in these rooms with these people, like use this outline to make those partnerships and relationships that you want to make, so that going forward you can have this person as a long-time contact, and it's not just somebody you met one time. Like if you can just stomach the thought of, instead of asking for a picture, right, ask that person something valuable, right? Like, yo, the picture, like, here's the thing. If you do what you need to do the first time, you have plenty of opportunity to take a picture with the person, right? If you do what you need to do.
That's a bar.
But because one or two things gonna happen. You take if you meet somebody, take a picture with them, that's the last picture you'll ever take with them, most likely. If you meet somebody and add value to them, you'll have many of opportunities to take pictures with them again, and they might actually post a picture because you're their homie now, and not just somebody taking a picture with them. So I think that's something we all could use to hear, and it's something that we all could can strive to do. But yeah, man, if you do that, y'all, again, like, relationships are your greatest resource. Y'all heard us say this time and time again, but here's one thing. This award show that we're throwing December 9th, Atlanta, Georgia, Be There, Be Square. We had to cash in so many relationship favors to be able to get the level of people in the room that we're going to get. We had people taking flights. We had people canceling plans. We had people dedicating their whole night. Like, we had to cash in that relationship savings account for this award show. But guess what? If we didn't make any deposits all year or the years leading up, that check would have bounced and we wouldn't have been able to put on the type of show that we're going to be able to put on for y'all. So we're literally practicing what we're preaching with what we're doing so that you can do the same thing for you.
Big facts. Big facts. Listen, relationships are the breadcrumbs to your destiny, right? So it's like, are you going to overlook that? Are you going to continue to just like not add value to people and always be the person that's on the other? Like, what you don't want is to be that person when somebody looks at the phone and they feel like you're a bill collector. You want people to look at the phone when you call. Yeah, because it's like, some money coming. You know what I'm saying? Something good.
Somebody hit you today. You're like, oh, nah.
Right. Like, nah, not today. Hit on one of these. You know that Big Sean meme when it's like somebody calling you and you waiting for the phone to stop ringing. Yeah. You don't want to be that guy or girl, right? Yeah. So again, that being said, we'll see you, hopefully some of you guys in Atlanta, Georgia, in a few days, right? I know some of y'all are thinking like, oh my gosh, it's only a few days. Listen, decide, make a decision, get in the room. We can't wait to see you there. Matter of fact, tell us that you came because you listened to this podcast episode and you got your ticket at melaninmoneyAwards.com. Special guest as a promo code, all one word, no spaces, because you're our special guest because you listen to our podcast. Now, what you can do as a reciprocity, besides coming to the event, is share this with your friends, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Because listen, we made the sacrifice to be here, to be consistent for y'all. That's all we want y'all to do for us. Is that fair? Is that a deal? Is that cool?
I feel like that's as fair as it gets, brother. I feel like that's as fair as it gets. Other than that, we'll see y'all next time. Peace.